Welcome to this week's show of On the Sideline. Today was a very special day. It's the return of the knockout phase of the UEFA Champions League 2022-23 season. Also, we've seen some upsets already on the first day back. We've seen Bayern, trample PSG. Many local pundits and many local football enthusiasts would say, nah, Kili and Neymar and Messi is going to get the best of Bayern. Well, today we've seen, to me, an upset. We've also seen a very resurgent AC Milan coming off of all of those losses. In the previous weeks, they came back and got a 1-0 victory over, well, you could say, a very dull Tottenham Hotspur team. So, me and Mr. Jafar Gibbons will do a little breakdown analysis of what we expect, in preparing for the second leg, and also a breakdown of today's first leg matches. Jafar, welcome to On the Sideline again, bro. It's a pleasure having you. Sure. Today, wonderful day, wonderful start to the knockout phase of the Champions League. What are your takes on the Paris games? Let's start with the Paris game.
First and foremost, I don't think that PSG game was an upset. Bayern Munich was the better of the side. PSG has been woeful over the last few weeks. We saw this weekend they were very miserable to a point where Kimpembe stayed back. The whole team, the entire team stayed back in the park just to speak to their supporters because they're performing disappointingly, albeit being up 5 points. So PSG haven't been playing no fantastic football. They have been dull over the past few weeks. Bayern Munich, despite the injury concerns in the squad, has been a bit on game. We saw in January they managed to acquire Cancelo from Manchester City. He's been absolutely fantastic since the trade. So I add Bayern Munich to win the game. If Kylian Mbappe doesn't start, it gives Bayern a lot of opportunity to experiment and be possessive with the football. They don't necessarily have to worry too much about the counter-attacking ability, especially with the pace up front. If you had Kylian Mbappe, we saw that being exploited in the first half. I mean, granted, they didn't have a striker to link up with Kingsley Coman early in the game, and that kind of didn't give supporters or fans the expected results from Bayern's standpoint. But I think a 1-0 getaway, because even late in the game there was an equalizer that was ruled out for offside, rightfully so. So I think the game could have easily been crazy scoreline in favor of Bayern early on, and I think this result, in as much as it's an upset, is something that PSG definitely wouldn't be mindful of, because on a given day they have three of the best 5 players in world football currently. So, well, actually, when you look at PSG though and Bayern Munich, perhaps it's fair to say that both teams has been, fighting for a bit of consistency in their domestic leagues. If you look at it, because Bayern, they have also been a little bit inconsistent in Bundesliga too as well. But as I was saying, Messi coming off of a World Cup, Kylian Mbappe coming off of a World Cup final, and we also have Neymar. So as I was saying, to me, it's an upset due to the quality that Paris got at the top there. Put in mind, Mbappe didn't start, which many could take a claim. Yeah, but when you say upset, right, you're making it seem as though there's that big much of a parity in terms of both squads, and that's not necessarily true. The only top players on PSG, if you ask me, would be Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, Messi, and maybe you include an aging Sergio Ramos, albeit he had a good game today. When you look at the quality in the Bayern Munich squad, you're talking about Leroy Sané, you're talking about Kingsley Coman, you're talking about Jamal Musiala, you're talking about Joshua Kimmich, you talk about Pavard, who up until the red card, I thought his defensive play was well. You're talking about Alphonso Davies. It's a whole bunch of, even Serge Gnabry, all of these players. If you look on paper, that's not an upset.
No, but to me, I believe that Paris is more strong, because as you alluded to, we can look at Marquinhos, who is world class. We could look at Serge. But then you can be unfair to yourself. Marquinhos is world class.
Marquinhos is the one that cost Paris Saint-Germain the tie between Paris Saint-Germain last season.
Yeah, but come on, cool. But so you're gonna look back at last season?
No, I'm not gonna look back. I'm saying I wouldn't necessarily class it as an upset, because on paper you can make the argument that both sides have an equal representation of quality players. And if there's a scale to tip the scale, if there's a weight class to say, well, who got more quality players than the other one, you would have to tip the scales to Bayern. The only reason that PSG it would even be considered is the fact that they have Neymar, Messi, and Kylian Mbappe, which doesn't necessarily translate to win, and that's my point. Over the past few weeks, they are being woeful. They're being booed by their own fans, and like I said, if you watch the league, they literally stayed back and had the loud elan and speaking to the fans, pleading with them to support them because it's a difficult time, according to them. They have some dressing room issues with Kylian Mbappe, Neymar. They haven't sorted out. Neymar definitely is out the window coming this September by all indications. So I'm not going to sit here and allow you to say, oh, this 1-0 is an upset based on the fact, and that's fair enough. You have that, but you know the quality in the side isn't that much different. And if you were to judge a side based on quality, it would definitely be Bayern who got the superior quality. In relation to the Tottenham Milan's game, Milan has been absolutely catastrophic over the last few weeks. They've only managed one win since the year break, and that was to Torino, who isn't that much of an impressive side. I did believe that AC Milan was going to win today.
I did too.
Reason being, Tottenham has been woeful, not only in the Premier League but throughout the season. They haven't been playing fantastic football, and even coming into this game was off the back of a 4-1 defeat to Leicester City, who they went up first against. So, you know, when you consider all the variables in place and the quality of the side, I did see AC Milan winning today. Do they have enough to win the tie? That is possible. But it still remains to be seen. Tottenham isn't that big of an exceptional squad, if you ask me right now.
But that was a very good, as you said, it was to me it was really a very good clash, because if we were to look at the likes of Simon Kjaer from Denmark, to be exact, he had a wonderful game. We've seen the likes of Fikio Tomori. He had a wonderful game also. And put in mind, the experience that Olivier Giroud brings on that team is like second to none. You know what I mean? As Zlatan is called himself God, it's called Giroud God in the team and in the league. So Giroud has been exceptional. But as I was saying, I see Tottenham actually coming out the tie still. I believe that when to be exact, where exactly did that game play for us?
The first leg played in Turin. The next game is definitely
at Tottenham Hotspur.
The first game played at the San Siro. The second leg will play
at Tottenham Hotspur
in London.
Good. So home there, Tottenham. Over recent time they stake a very good claim there. We've seen City went there the last 5 times and haven't scored a goal. So it's really a formidable place to go and play. I mean, they could really, you know, sting or upset. But as I was saying, that in itself is a very intriguing tie.
It all depends on the attitude too, because if you ask me right now, both teams are playing with the same intention. They are on the back of poor performances and they have to give their fans something to celebrate. This is AC Milan, quote unquote, return to Champions League knockout stage.
Not a bad return so far.
This is one of the most impressive victory over the last few years. They haven't been there in a while. So, you know, AC Milan is fighting for a position in this year's Champions League, and they're fighting to say to their fans that, look, we are back. Albeit what that means and how far they will go, that's another conversation, because that also depends on the draw that you get. But Tottenham too is fighting for the same thing. Look, we're here, this is our time, whatever that means or whatever that translates to the fans. That is very important, and I think on the day in question, that can impede how well players perform, and it remains to be seen. I do favor AC Milan if they do play mature at
Tottenham Hotspur.
You know, I do favor AC Milan, but I've been wrong before, and it remains to be seen what both teams will do. I think Antonio Conte needs the victory.
Yeah, but I don't think Antonio actually, I don't think he got the support of the locker room though, because dating back to preseason this season, I've seen Harry Kane came out and he've talked about, the rigorous training that, he's got to go through all these run these things. So to me, I don't think he literally, has the backing of that dressing room fully. I would say mostly like a 60-40 scenario.
I wouldn't blame Antonio for that either. Over the years, Tottenham has been woeful. Sorry for using this word, but the teams are woeful. Both AC Milan and Tottenham. My point is, over the years, Tottenham has not succeeded in a bunch of things that they went into, and that was because they didn't support their manager in the transfer window.
Yeah.
We see with this particular manager, the board has been they favor Antonio
Daniel
Conte.
Levy has really been spending.
They give him the money to bring in the players that he wants. I do believe that the players that he gets is what he wants. If what you're saying is true and the players are not in favor with it,
I don't think
to me, Spurs got a spoiled boy culture where they're spoiling players and not allowing players to represent based on their true potential, and just, if we don't want to coach, we don't want to coach. That is not a recipe for success. So I would say that I do believe Antonio Conte is a top coach, and if there's anybody that could beat this Milan side with Tottenham, it would be Antonio Conte. But like I said, it remains to be seen, and I know as a sportsman, if you're playing and you're playing for a reason or to say something solid, this is definitely a moment. Rafael Leao is there. Ranu also had a great game.
A very good game, because he's been really poor as of late.
Yes.
Milan is really missing
and the
Mike Mignon because of,
even with the little
guy he's doing.
Even with the little disparity in terms of the stats, the game was fairly equal. In both sides, they had equal opportunity, or some of Tottenham was like 12, Milan was like 9, and so forth. But in the game, there's not much difference in close opportunities. I think they could have converted a few chances, but you take what you can and then you work from the Champions League. It's 2 legs, there's no more away goal rules, so the second leg will be intriguing.
Very good, very good. And tomorrow we got some very good games. Tomorrow we have Chelsea at Dortmund, which I think Chelsea is going to win finally. Graham Potter is going to get I would say a very good performance from his unit. It's funny that this guy really got a good team, but to me, I just believe his systems is not really coming into play yet. He's not a bad manager. I think he deserves time, as Pep is saying. He deserves time, and I don't want Chelsea to just go about sacking him. Well, football, supporters, disciplined supporters could actually get you sacked. Not performing on the pitch could actually get you sacked. So, but as I say, I believe Graham Potter deserves some time. But again, they're going up against, to me, a new look Dortmund for the last couple of games. Dortmund is looking so wonderful now with Jude Bellingham. He's in the form of his life and things like that. So that definitely is going to be a very, it could go either way tomorrow, but I see it going the Chelsea way. I see Chelsea going in Dortmund tomorrow and getting that win. I think the first leg is at Stamford Bridge actually, so I think Chelsea is going to go there and actually get that win.
Yeah, tomorrow the Club Brugge game is going to be entertaining. I didn't expect Benfica to top the group with Tottenham and with PSG and Juventus. They top the league. It's going to be impressive to watch them come up against Club Brugge, who also have been impressive. The Chelsea game could go either way. I would love for Borussia Dortmund to beat them. So let's see how it goes.
Tomorrow is going to be exciting. Tomorrow's going to be exciting to us. So, but nevertheless, as I say, I believe Bayern will go through. Chelsea wins tomorrow. Benfica wins tomorrow. And it's going to be a very, intriguing first week of Champions League. With that, we've come to a wonderful end of On the Sideline. As I say, you guys can make your pick, but tomorrow y'all already hear me on. So nevertheless, until next time, Jafar, it's a pleasure being here. Let's see what tomorrow holds for us in the Champions League. Thank you.